Fam, what is up? Welcome back to the Live Vertical podcast. Y'all been sticking it out with us for four episodes.
Yes.
This is the fourth episode. We are so excited. We have made a family. We have made a community. We've let y'all meet Olivia. Oh my goodness. If you haven't checked out episode 3, make sure you do that. Right now, we need you to like, share, and comment. This is episode 4 of Live Vertical podcast.
Bae, there's a saying, old saying that says a religious person goes to church thinking about fishing. And a Christian will go fishing thinking about God.
Man, that's tough.
So you're looking at religion versus relationship.
Yeah.
And I know in this day and time, everybody's coming back to church now,
Right.
Pandemic, and we're figuring those things out. But I know this day and time, it was one point in time where church attendance was like that pretty much.
That set the standard for Christianity, so to speak.
That
was it.
I'm in church every Sunday, and people actually started adopting that. Like, I'm in church. I went to church. I went to church. And church attendance has been like the mark that says, okay,
that's what we're chasing after.
That's what we've been chasing after.
Yeah.
And that is not it.
Yeah.
It is not it.
Yeah.
Your church attendance has nothing to do with your relationship with God.
Now, let's not get that confused. It can enhance your relationship with God. It can make it stronger if you're pursuing it in the right manner. But if your sole focus is just, I went to church. Nah, that's not going to cut it. Because when we stand up and before God and he says, okay, Lord, I went to church every Sunday. But I also did whatever I wanted to do Monday through Saturday.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we don't get a chance we don't have a choice to live vertical one day out the week.
Right.
Living vertical is a choice we make every single day.
Absolutely.
And I'm here, I want to break the back of religion. And there's a lot of people that is out to try to break the back of religion.
Yeah.
Because what it has done is it has put this false representation of what Christianity is supposed to look like.
And it's boxed it in
and
completely.
It has
completely.
So I don't really necessarily assume that a person isn't a Christian because they don't go to church inside the 4 walls.
Right.
I mean, I can even look at in Acts when Peter was up, Apostle Peter was talking about they went daily. The disciples went daily. They didn't go from church to church.
Right.
They went from house to house. They broke bread, and I think that's what our Christianity is supposed to look like.
Yeah.
There's a community that I have that's on Facebook, and there's a group of guys. It's maybe about 15 of us, and we chat every day. And these men necessarily don't go to church.
Right.
Like, they may go to church like for funerals or something. But
Easter or something like that.
But we talk about basketball.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is wrapped around basketball.
Right.
But what you constantly see is these are people that would use cuss words. They would use, that's them.
Yeah.
If that's what they use, profanity, whatever. But that doesn't
That's what God wants, authenticity.
Right. That doesn't dictate my move. Doesn't mean that I'm supposed to use those exact words. However, what it does do, it gives me an opportunity to present Christ, but not throw it at them.
Right.
It's not like that person at Walmart. Hey, you need to get saved because Jesus coming back. Jesus.
Right.
I'm not out to do that. I'm out to build community.
If anything, your vertical relationship with God intrigues them.
Absolutely.
And what it does is it makes them, when I have those thoughts of, okay, I'm gonna reach out to Brian.
Yeah.
Brian, bro, what you think? Blah 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 blah. Man, does God really love me and all the mess that I do? Blah blah blah. You have those situations, and I think that's what he wants us to do. He designed us to be a light.
I feel like we get so caught up in doing, and not being what God has called us to be.
That's good.
And how does that look? I know it looks for me. I know, okay, there's a dope show. I watched it, Last Chance U Basketball.
It's good.
It is really, really I love that show. And I watched the whole episode. I mean, the whole season in two days. Sure did. Sure did. But what I loved about that episode was the coach that season. Yeah. The coach was a Christian man. He was actually a deacon in the church. Yeah. And these guys, you see who he's coaching. He's coaching like some thugs, like
they're from East LA. They're from all over. You got guys from Detroit.
Different lives and different walks of life. And he had a standard. They knew that this is a man of God. He would get up in their grill and all of that, but they knew like, when coach comes around and he starts praying, he starts doing all those things, but he's not throwing God on them.
He's not forcing God in their throat. Absolutely. You got to live it. And that's what I loved most about him. He lived it and they watched it. And like, it was one episode when Joe was like, I know, like, if I call him right now and I ask him to pray for me,
he will.
He gonna be up. He gonna pray for me. He was like, it's only been 2 people in my life that have done that, my mama and my grandma. And when you have a man in someone's life that like has that kind of impact on a young man, like that can be life changing.
I think I love that show so much because it gave me like reassurance with my purpose and what God has called me to be. Because when you're in full alignment and you're living vertically and fulfilling the purpose God has for your life, you are a pastor or evangelist or an apostle or a prophet or a teacher in your marketplace, right? Not necessarily in the four walls of the church. He's been a pastor in his marketplace, and I think that's when we will begin to see more men come to God, more women come to God. You look at church right now. I mean, it's a lot of women. We're going to be talking. I think we need to talk about that next week. On why there are more women in church than men. Yeah. Because I don't think the church. We are not doing a great job with the delivery of Christ. Right. How we deliver that message.
Yeah, because it's all in the packaging especially when it comes to a man who has not grown up in church. Yeah. Like you can't package him the same way. You just can't.
You can't. Yeah. You have to. And certain people are not called to reach them.
Yeah, we're not called to everybody. Absolutely.
Right, but I refuse to be confined to 4 walls. Yeah. And not reach. What it look like you getting to heaven? He's like, but look, what about all them other people that you
were supposed to be connected to, that you were supposed to bring to me? Right. You were supposed to show them the way, and you were so worried about your church attendance.
Yeah, your church attendance. So I'm gonna go back to that saying when it was talked about, a religious man will go to church. A religious man will go to church, and the whole time he's in church,
think about
praise
fishing.
And worship going on, preaching going on.
Thinking about fishing.
He's thinking about fishing. Yeah. And that a Christian man at the same time of that day, is out at the pond fishing,
nothing but God in his mind,
thinking about God. Yeah, now crazy. I do understand that. I do know that we it's best for us to be in a local assembly. Yeah. But I don't want us to confine our Christianity to church attendance.
Oh my God, y'all. So this week, let's make sure that we are working on growing our relationship. Absolutely. Like, let's strive daily to live vertical. That's going to strengthen your relationship. Take time to do something. If you haven't done it in a while, it's okay. Absolutely. Wake up in the morning, take time and pray before you get your day going. Like, it sets the tone of your day. Take time to download the Bible app if you don't have it. Right. Open it up. Start at reading the verse of the day if you want to, but just take time to carve out space and make room for God in your life. And man, I promise you, it helps sets the tone of your day, of your week.
Create space this week. Let's create space, fam. Look, man, this is our time, and we will be back next week. And you know what? We are about to be out of here. Episode 4 of the Live Vertical Podcast. Like, comment, share, subscribe, do all of that stuff. Peace.
Love y'all.